Hi guys, welcome back. Arabella here, and I am here to make you an epic storyteller. So let's get into it. So today we are talking about if your character should be likable. So before I get started, of course, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell too so you can be notified, and give this video a like. It helps the algorithm. It helps me get my message out to other writers out there who need it. So talking about our characters being likable. So, I mean, I think this comes from like a fundamental need for like us as people to be, like, we want to be likable, like we want everybody to like us, and therefore we create characters who we also want other people to like, because aren't they like an extension of us in a way? I know, at least for my characters, they all have a bit of myself in them, and they're also their own thing, but we are their creators, and we of course want them to be liked, but that's not the point of good storytelling. So the thing about creating characters that aren't necessarily likable, it's not about their likability. It is more about what is this character doing? Like, what's the goal for this character? You know, if every character in every book was just a likable, sweet little Mary Sue who pranced along doing her thing, and she didn't want to step on anybody's toes or say anything mean or do anything wrong, then what the fuck would we be reading? Am I right? We need characters to be driving conflict constantly. This typically means they're not going to be nice, and I feel like as authors, if our characters aren't likable, then the story isn't going to be likable, and therefore it's not a good book because of that. And I've seen reviews where people are like, I didn't like this character, they were an asshole, or they said rude things, or they're anti-Semitic, or they're racist, and I get where the whole thing comes from the whole Mary Sue, the creating likable characters. That's not the point. You want your characters to be relatable, not likable. Relatability is everything. That's what you want to hit. Instead of likable, do relatable. It's just, that's just the better way to go, because that way, if they're relatable, even if they're a complete asshat jerk off who is just nobody would want to hang out with to save their lives, they probably have something inside them that the average person can relate to, like a, trouble with their parents, or heartbreak, or something, anything. It really is anything. We collectively share so many of the same experiences, yet we feel so alone about them because they're not talked about. So writing a character who's unlikable and then putting that relatable thing into them can really draw a spotlight to the issue that they're facing, whether it be child abuse, sexual assault, so many of those serious topics. Like I talk about, in my blog, like, should we write about serious topics? I have a YouTube video, I'll put it up wherever it goes, about the real pros and cons of writing about those serious topics. If that's something you would like to do, definitely check out. I'll link it below for my blog, or if you want to watch it on YouTube, it'll be up above. But that's really what you want to shoot for, not likability. Likability gives you boring, and like I said before, you really want conflict in your novel. That's probably one of the most understated, undervalued aspects of storytelling that I see, some stories that I don't particularly like. The reason why I don't like them is because the conflict isn't there. And this is not just conflict with the antagonist, this is conflict with the contagonist, which if you don't know what that is, it's a hidden archetype created by the founders of Dramatica. Boop, I'll link it there, and I will also link the blog post down below. You probably have a Contagonist in your story. I guarantee they're in every well-written book, movie, TV show, and you definitely want to research up on that archetype because they are juicy, baby. But seriously, so that's a great archetype that can create conflict. You want conflict as much as you can, even that scene by scene type of conflict where so-and-so doesn't like this person over here and their need because their ideals don't match, their beliefs don't match, their plans don't match, or whatever the fuck. Even a power play, even if two people want control of a situation and either will not let the other have it, that is conflict. And that's your main goal when creating characters, not making them likable. If them being a fucking asshat jerk off gets the point across better to the audience and to the other characters, make them that way. Make them jerks. Make them apologetically who they are, because that's what people want to see. They really do. They don't like the Mary Sue type of character. So I'm not going to go on and rant about this. You get the picture at this point that our characters' relatability is the most important thing. And you get relatability by having that internal struggle, that internal conflict, which therefore drives conflict out into the world. And do not worry if your character is considered likable. Create a dynamic character, whoever they are. Go with it. Do not half-ass it. You half-ass anything, I'm coming for you. But you really want to embody whatever characteristics your character has and do it 100% and go for it. And I promise, as long as you make them relatable, they will be likable. So thank you for staying to the end. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, follow me on my social medias, and check out my blog. I love you guys so much. Have a good night.